Teach these guys to call us a leech by sucking all of their blood out. These guys have a point. I'm just saying it.
You know, when this whole war with the vampire hunters started, they were kind of the dicks because they just attacked us on sight. But now that Jonathan Reed has killed 30 or 40 of these guys, I kind of have to side with them at this point. This is kind of a one-sided existential threat.
Well, it turns out they did steal money from the trade unionists, so...
Okay, they're also jerks.
Okay. I mean, like, you know, it comes down to the question of, like... This obviously so we were to approach this not as a joke, but as an actual moral dilemma. I mean, yeah, obviously, like, they attacked us, we were defending ourselves. It's vigilante justice. We don't have any proof that we did anything wrong.
Come on. God damn it. What the fuck? I was just stun locked that whole time.
Yeah, that didn't look too fun.
Why did they decide to do a fucking, like, full-on RPG?
I think the real reason is that they wanted people to take their game seriously.
Well, we might as well bring the money back to Giselle. No,
everyone complained that the other games had no gameplay, and they're like, "Have all the gameplay you want.
All the gameplay.
Have all this."
About remember me not having enough gameplay.
Nobody talked about Remember Me.
That's also part of it.
I forgot about it. Why do people move?
But yeah, I mean, like, so many people wrote off Life is Strange because... I mean, firstly because the gameplay was fairly constrained, but also because the storyline and your choices are fairly constrained. Which I don't think is nearly as much of, like, a sin as people say it is.
What do you want?
I've identified the men who stole from...
Like, the expectation that the purpose of having choices in a game is that you can see gigantic divergences in gameplay. What you're actually asking is just, like, for them to invest a lot of money and time and development resources in the game. Whereas, like, having choices that don't necessarily have huge impact still means you are making choices, which means that you're engaging with, like, the content of the game in, like, a way where you're considering the story, like, you're kind of exploring it. So, okay, I have strong opinions about this, partially because it was one of the development philosophies we had when we made Unrest, was, like, not to have a lot of denouement for each of the chapters you play in, where you end it sort of by making a big decision. And, like, not to have it pay off where we say, oh, that was the right decision, or that was the wrong decision. Because in some ways, that's, like, telling you to stop thinking about it for yourself.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between...
Like, kind of the idea is that you're supposed to, like, that there is this choice where, like, you don't know what the outcome is, and even after you've played it, you don't know what the outcome is. All you have to think about is, like, the context of the situation, and, like, the motivations that go into your choice.
While Jack was alive,
yeah.
I had one less reason to drink.
I think...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think part of the reason why Life is Strange's choices and dialogue work is that generally they do have some consequence, even if ultimately they don't have any impact on the narrative, if that makes sense. Right? Characters will look hurt, characters will respond. Was that me or was that...
Well, I'll leave you for now.
What?
Goodbye, Miss Pat.
The stream died for me, but never mind.
Yeah.
The stream also died for me, actually.
Oh, I have just a couple dropped frames.
It's back.
Everything looks okay.
It's back.
On my end.
We're good.
Yep.
Anyway, I just wanted to make sure I didn't get disconnected. The point is that I feel like Life is Strange had that sort of, like, the characters would respond emotionally, so even if it didn't impact the story or change the narrative in some butterfly effect style way, your choices still felt meaningful. Here it feels like your choices are stepping through, like, it's not even a dialogue tree. It's just checking off
They
checkboxes.
respawn? Fuck that.
Man.
I order you. I'm so British.
That's the
That was your
evolved
best
to
British accent
Borderlands
yet.
enemies.
That is your new baseline quality, Chris. Work from that one. They're gonna be flushing every hole where we can be lying in bait. Okay.
I think something with Life is Strange though is like there were decisions that had narrative consequences, and I think like part of the thing is like I played through it as the episodes were coming out. I think if you play through it now for the first time, it's a bit different because there is no waiting and speculating about what's gonna happen. God damn it. But you know, like there were some significant choices that had not insignificant consequences in the fuck.
Oh, this is gonna end badly.
Does that guy have a mustard gas thrower?
Yes, he does.
I guess.
It's World
Don't
War I.
you?
Except it's like garlic gas.
I don't think like a mustard
exactly.
gas. Oh, is it? Oh, it's like garlic. Interesting.
Yeah.
That would make
But
sense.
there
For all
there
my
were-
Italian cooking.
In
Hey.
the first two episodes, there were like choices that felt fairly significant for the narrative. In particular, you know, the choice with how you resolve the suicide attempt, which wasn't necessarily a choice per se, but like, you know, if you're paying attention and you know you're understanding the motivation of these characters, you can reach insights about them that allow you to resolve it.
It's
in a favorable
like a
fashion.
choice about how much attention you're paying, really.
And I think like the problem is like episodes 4 and 5 really kind of collapsed all of those narrative potential choices down to really like the one ending choice, which was pretty garbage and also very much a bury your gaze kind of choice, which sucked.
It also feels like it got Games of Thrones a little bit. Like we know the ending we're going for, and then they rush to get there.
Yeah.
Even if things didn't necessarily make sense. Like they left a lot of plot threads unresolved, and they kind of the alternative ending was the ending that's the good ending is not the ending they wanted you to pick, and it's very clear where the production money went.
Right, like it's really funny because like there are two choices, and the choice that is basically don't sacrifice yourself or tell someone not to sacrifice themselves to I mean, it's hard to talk about this without spoiling it, but the one that's like, oh, you don't get someone killed to save the world is like it ends with no dialogue and playing like the same ending song from the first episode, whereas the other choice, which is obviously the choice they were actually going for, had like, you know, a whole scene attached to it, you know, dialogue and a new ending song and stuff like that, and it was very clearly like, oh, okay, this is the one that you're actually supposed to pick.
Has anyone heard anything about Twin Mirror? Like, has anyone heard that Twin Mirror is a thing that exists?
What?
What is
Twin Mirror? It's a Don't Nod game that is coming out in December.
Huh.
Different than the whatever the current one is?
Yeah, like
What's
different than Tell Me Why, yeah.
Yeah.
Was this not a puzzle?
Yeah, Tell Me Why is already out. Like, at least 3 episodes are. Is that all they have for episodes?
I don't know. I just know that was their current game. I didn't know they had a whole other game in development.
Yeah, they have a third-person adventure game coming out. Interesting. It's set in a fictional
Fucking
town in southern West
barrels.
Virginia. The game's primary concept is duality. Really? Is it? You don't say.
I have another
players...
question. Did
Go ahead.
anyone here play Life is Strange 2?
No.
Because I didn't. It doesn't sound. It sounds like in general that was the reaction. A lot of people who were into Life is Strange 1 were put off by the last 2 chapters and did not play Life is Strange 2.
It's kind of sad.
I just kind of like felt no interest in that story in that world anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that was enough. And then like that was kind of when the wasn't like that was when the voice acting was all mixed up and stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was Before the Storm where they were doing it in the middle of the SAG-AFTRA strike and ended up using scab labor, which was great. Okay, so do we close both of these? Ah, all right. So that'll drop the water level, which allows us to.
Reading the explanation, the wiki article for the Twin Mirror game that's coming out in December from them. I have an open question for all of you guys. An open question about my opinion. Why is it that I lose interest in a game, at least some interest, if not all interest, when I hear that it has a Mind Palace mechanic?
What is a Mind Palace mechanic?
You know, just like, it just says players navigate between the real world and Sam's Mind Palace to discover clues.
It's like the Velvet Room.
I guess? Oh, like you said
Yeah,
in, Deadly Premonition?
Persona.
Oh, right. Persona.
Did
No, I
Disco
think it's-
Elysium not have a similar mechanic?
Not really. Like, Mind Palace is, when I think of that, I think that they're probably doing something that's a riff on, like, the whole Arkham Knight style mystery solving. Where, like, you know, you kind of have, like, or like Call of Cthulhu, where, like, you have stations, and you, like, resolve what each part of that station means. Like, it's kind of a physical representation of, like, everything, but I guess it could be more complicated than that. I don't know.
Have you heard of or played Dreamscaper?
Nope.
Played what?
Dreamscaper. It's an indie game. It's sort of like every game is a roguelike Dark Souls game now, but like what it is like there's sort of 2 games to it, where during the day you live your life and talk to friends and sort of have but so much time and energy. It's sort of a Persona system where like you have your morning, afternoon, and evening, and you have to spend those times interacting with friends, doing favors for friends, talking to friends, doing life stuff. But then in the evening you go to sleep, and in sleep you go to this dream world, which is basically like a roguelike Dark Souls game where you try to get deeper and deeper into what is basically a dream world of your own mind, and it's sort of how you get the backstory for this character. But the things you do in the dream world give you resources for the real world. Like, it gives you creativity, and it gives you courage and other personality traits that you bring into the real world to deal with interacting with your friends, and the 2 systems kind of intersect with each other. It just made what I thought of when you said Mind Palace.
Crush you like a maggot. You've let the beast consume you.
It's like
Hold
Solomon
on, when did
Grundy
Colossus
meets
show up?
Colossus.
Of lucidity.
We saw him
Okay.
earlier.
When, yeah.
Oh, he was here already. We already
2
made
weeks
that
ago.
joke already. Yeah. Ugh. I forgot about him.
He looks like he's from, like, a really glossy, prestige-y webcomic that's, like, about Victorian England, but it just has, like, webtoon drama in it.
It's Clarissa.
I didn't expect to end up fighting him this early on. I expected this to come much later. I wonder if we're actually going to kill him or not.
It's Clarissel's brother, Fergal. That's what I wanted to say, and I fucked up.
Whoa, that guy does a ton of damage. Holy crap. Dude, ah!
Only 90s kids are gonna get that.
You're not a 90s kid.
I grew up. I lived through the whole damn 90s. I was a 90s kid.
Yeah, I know, but you're from the 80s.
Okay, but like, I was 5 during most of the 80s. You're gonna die.
Thank you for your insights, Chris. Oh boy. Oh,
We should start using guns.
How often do you think we think of that? Like, if I just had a gun, I could just shoot him. I could just shoot him with my gun.
We have guns.
Wow.
Come on! Why is he... Here. Get fucked.
Hit him with the stick.
No, no, no,
Hit
no,
him
no,
with
don't
the
lock
stick.
onto the shadows! Holy shit! Where'd he go? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Return to
Anyway.
the apothecary and needles. Oh boy. Oh, well, that sucked.
How far?
It's
oh,
fun.
we're
It's
just-
fun. We're having fun. Let's just keep saying we're having fun. Let's convince Josh we're having fun.
I would have won that fight if I could have fucking gotten that last hit on him, but he resisted it like twice in a row.
Oh, that was nice and fast at least.
Yeah.
Thy neck shall snap like a hair
So
from
he
a
resists
newborn is a
that
good line. I like it.
too.
I like that line.
I always had this conception of vampires that was very like, vampires can't feed on each other.
Yeah, you'd think, right? Because vampires aren't alive. That's their whole deal.
Oh, I should not have used that.
Is he like? I guess he's a vampire, but he seems like he's a weird vampire.
Oh, come on! Fucking backhand hit? What the fuck? Oh.
Now run away! Run away! Or be dead. It's gonna be great when we have to
I feel
go
like
back to
we're
bed to level up.
under-leveled.
I was gonna say, like, we're gonna tell Fergal, be right back, go take a nap, and then come back fully powered and ready to do
The
this.
fucking problem is that... Again, why are we respecting the laws of, like, a city in the Middle East?
Why are we respecting the laws of a defunct MMO?
It's like the Geneva Convention of Vampires, clearly.
Fuck you! Guild Wars isn't defunct, you can still play it!
I meant Asheron's Call. It was a different show.
Well, there's a place called Ascalon in Guild Wars, so...
Apparently, they had a really active guild of vampires. Yeah, Asheron's. I'm actually surprised that Asheron's Call is totally defunct.
You don't remember like those videos
No.
of the end of Asheron's Call, and everyone was just sitting there in the server waiting for the end of the world?
It's sad. What is the most heartbreaking defunct MMO? I bet that the Star Wars Galaxy
Star Wars
peeps and the
Galaxies.
Call of the City of Heroes guys are probably gonna like really square off on that one.
Did anyone care about the Matrix Online?
Yes.
Fuck you, buddy.
Was the Matrix Online any good?
It was considered canon.
Yeah, which is weird. Even Star Wars Galaxies wasn't considered canon. Desperate need.
There are surprisingly not very many defunct MMOs.
Fucking.
It turns out, like, MMOs are surprisingly scalable, right? Like, if you've got
Right.
an old MMO, you can run it on, like, a box in your garage, and somebody's dumb enough to pay for it.
Can we? Do I have like... I have like a syringe or something, right? How do I use this? What how do I access my inventory in the middle of a fight?
You have to equip it. It has to go in your hands, and I'm trying to remember how to do that.
It was
okay.
very
Here.
amusing just then to like watch
okay.
you like,
Okay, it was
on
up.
edge in this fight, and like you go past the stick you're holding, past like 3 different generations of like black powder firearm, and then straight to like this syringe you've got. Like, ah, yes, there we go.
No, why? Oh, god damn it. Alright, there we go.
I'm really stressed out right now because Josh is gonna be really mad if we don't win here.
When? Yes. Gotta wait until he dies to see what kind of ass this guy's packing.
Return to your apothecary.
No, like that one hit just like
Down.
God. He takes half our health in one hit.
It's just weird. We got a bit of a Naruto run going.
A little bit.
bit.
I saw that too.
There we go.
That looked like it hurt.
Yay!
Huh, so he's just dead? The end?
Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen when you...
Yeah, I really expected him to be like the Darth Vader or some shit. Like he'd show up way later. But I guess not. So
His
he was the
haircut
guy
looks-
that was murdering everyone.
His haircut looks too anachronistic for him to just die the first time you fight him.
Right? He's got like tailored clothes for it and everything. Fuck you, barrels. What are we doing here? How do I get out of here?
I kind of almost, especially since he died without much ceremony, I almost gotta think like he's not dead. He's just gonna get up as soon as he leaves.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me if he comes back at some point and then we're fighting Mecha, whatever the fuck that guy's name was.
What was his name?
I don't know.
Fergus.
The dog of the sewers. It was
Fergal.
what?
That's it.
His name was Fergal?
I made a whole Clarissa explains it all joke, and you spent the whole time telling me how I'm not from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's barely in this game.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.